Hey everyone, it's Isaac here, back with another video, and in today's video I'll be rating more Nitro Type Profiles. Basically the way this works is you enter, and I'll explain how to do that in a second, and then I use this rubric, which I've shown before, to rate your profile based off of a few different things. There isn't like a clear winner. I will randomly select people to send money. I don't put that on video, that's just something I randomly do, just for incentive to enter, so I definitely recommend you do, because again, you'll have a chance of winning some cash, and it'll also help me give you a little bit of constructive feedback on your profile, so you know what to do to make it a little better. Of course, there will be profiles that I either forget to, or don't say anything about like what you could do to improve. However, it's just kind of like my opinion and stuff, so if I recommend you do something, I wouldn't recommend doing it unless you actually agree with it. Of course, I'm not like, my word is not the law, but now that I kind of have that out of the way, let's get into the first one. We are on 11 out of 39. Alright, so I'm going to copy the racer link, and it says use Nitro Math, so I get top team racer banner. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm rating Nitro Type Profiles, not Nitro Math Profiles, so I'll be using your Nitro Type link. Sorry, but that's kind of how it works. Proof, I think they did enter correctly, because I do this before the recording. What do you think is the best thing about your Nitro Type profile? The amount of cars I have? Alright, that's pretty good. What do you think is the worst thing about your Nitro Type profile? The low amount of races? Alright, I mean, everyone has to start somewhere. You consider your Nitro Type profile good? Yes. And then racing against small Nitro Type YouTubers, if they beat me, I sub. I sub to most small Nitro Type YouTubers anyways, but that might be an interesting idea. So, okay. Stardust. I think I might have heard of you before. Alright, let's get started with words per minute. They have a 94 average. We'll give them 1 point. And their race count is 20,474. That's going to put them between 20 and 40,000. So we give them 1.5. And then their level, they are Infinity level 23, so they get 2 points for that. And then they joined before 2020, so they get 1 point for that. They have... Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sections, so we'll give them 1.5 points for that. And it's, let's see, organization, there doesn't seem to be any sort of clear pattern, so we'll give you half a point for organization. Alright, and there is no bonus things because they don't have a top racer tag on Nitro Type, and they do not have a race count higher than 75,000. So overall, that is a 7.5 out of 10, so pretty good job. Not much I would say to improve. Maybe you could work on that garage organization a little bit, but there's not too much else I could really say. Your words per minute's pretty good. You're on a decent team, I think. Yeah, everything looks pretty good. Not too much else I would say to improve on. So let's go to the next profile. Let's copy here. I believe this might have been the one where they had the wrong link. Yes. So this is the one. I could not find this profile. I looked and looked, I think it might be banned. So, trying other games other than NT. That's the only thing I can really read because I don't know the profile. So yeah, I might try other games out. I actually got Minecraft recently. I'm going to be starting a gaming channel soon, so be looking for that. But yeah, I cannot read your profile if I don't have your profile link. Alright, I think I know who this person is. What do you think is the best thing about your Nitro Type profile? It's that I have the hammer wheels. What do you think is the worst thing about your Nitro Type profile? Low on the season right now because I chose not yes for the okay. Would you consider your Nitro Type profile good? Yes. Alright. What videos would you like me to see make in the future? More giveaways and minimum 10 million, even though that won't happen. But yeah, just increasing prices. I can do some larger giveaways. I'll probably do a decently good sized one in December. Alright. Sad Coffee. Yep, I know who this person is. Alright. Their words per minute is 67, so they'll get 1 point for that. They have a race count of 4,000, which will give them half a point. Their level is 3, so they'll get half a point. Their date joined is after 2020, so they will get half a point. Their garage sections, 2 garage sections, so we'll give them half a point. Organization doesn't seem to have any real organization to it, but with 2 sections, there's not too much you can do. We'll give you a half a point for that. No bonus things, so they get a 3.5 out of 10. That's pretty good. Especially for a profile with only 4,000 races, that's pretty good. Obviously, you could be a little more active. The season did start about 2 weeks ago, I think, and there's definitely more racing you could do, obviously, but that will come with time. Your risk per minute is pretty decent. Other than that, I mean, you're on an amazing team. By the way, NTRO is my team, so I'll be a little biased there, but teams don't factor into the grading at all. So yeah, pretty decent profile. I would just say maybe try to organize the garage with 2 sections. I know that's hard, but especially with 2 sections, you don't really have much space to move things around in. But yeah, not too much I would say to improve on. Let's go to the next response. Alright, let's copy this over. What do you think is the best thing about your Nitro Type profile? Probably my garage, and then they think the worst thing is their race count. Okay. They said they're not sure whether they would consider their profile good, and maybe more challenges. I can always do more challenges. The problem is nobody ever watches them. So, let's see. Alrighty. First of all, I really like this car and trail combination. Let's see. Words per minute average 89, so that'll give them a point. Race count is 4,195, that'll give them half a point. Level is 14, so they almost got out of one of the categories, but we still have to give them half a point for that. Date joined 2022, so that would give them half a point. Their garage sections, let's see, 1, 2, oh, they're using Infinity Garage, aren't they? 1, 2, maybe like, hang on, let's see if they have any cars down here. I'd say that's 3 sections, so we'll give them a point for that. Organization is kind of spread out, doesn't seem to have too much organization to it, so we'll give you half a point for that. But they do qualify for a bonus. They have a top 50 team tag, so we'll give them a 1 for that. So overall, that gives them a 5 out of 10. Really solid. Not too much I would say to improve on. That is a good team. I like the title and trail and car. Words per minute will always go up. Race count will always go up, you know. But not too much else, you know, decently active. I'd say not too much else to improve on. Let's go on to the next response. Okay, so this response is a good example of what you shouldn't do. No offense to whoever filled this out. Your profile link is not nitrotype.com/garage, because if I do that, and I'll even show you, it just takes me to my garage. So you have to do the profile link if you want to grab that. Go here, go to settings, it's the first thing you'll see. So yeah, they just want me to make a video. How to earn money fast. I've made a decent amount of videos on how to like earn money, but if you want one about earning money fast, I mean, there's not really a fantastic good way to do that. It's just kind of like, it takes time, but I could try making a video about that. Oh, right. So, Manta Ray is the best thing. Kind of retired, my team is dead. Hey, there's nothing wrong with being retired. Happens to everybody eventually. And your team is dead. That's okay. My team can get like that sometimes too, especially. Specifically, like, over the school year. Our team's doing alright, though. But yeah, I can understand that. Neither one of those is anything to be ashamed of. They would not consider their Nitro Type profile good, and what videos you'd like to see me make in the future? Getting the Bimmer, early congrats on your Bimmer. Well, thank you. I'm assuming you must have filled this out before I got it. Alright, Justice. Let's see here. You have an average of 123, which is going to give you a 1.5. Race count, 44,000. That'll give you a 2. Level is 11. That'll give you a half point. Date joined will give you half a point. Garage sections. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to say that's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's 8, yeah. Give them 1.5 for that. It's really well organized. I don't really need to scroll down to see that again. It's pretty well organized. I like the color arrangement. It's very nice, so we'll give you a 1 for that. They don't qualify for any bonus, but that will give them a 7 out of 10, which is definitely the best so far today. Actually, no. We had a 7.5 earlier, but that's the second best today. Yeah, so 7 is a pretty good rating. Not too much I could say you could do to improve. Yeah, I think your profile is pretty good. Not much I could really say. Let's go on to the final response for today. Let me copy that over. What do you think is the best thing about your Nitro Type profile? Your race count. And then what do you think is the worst thing? Is the view count. That's okay. I don't grade on viewing, mostly because that's not something you can control. I'm a pretty decent Nitro Type player. I race a lot. I've never really ranked high on the leaderboards because, I mean, I would be right now, but the leaderboards don't really exist. So, not much you can do about views, so I'm not counting that against anybody. Overall, would you consider your Nitro Type profile good? Yes, and Tamper Monkey Nitro Type script. I made a video about that a while ago. I try not to make videos more than once, unless they're really important. Alright, so this looks like it's going to be a good profile. Words per minute average is 84, so that'll give them a 1. Race count is a 2, because they have 141,000 races. Holy cow, that's a lot of races. I imagine I'll be almost retired by that point. Let's see, level Infinity 442. Again, I don't know if this person's account sharing or botting. I'm just going to assume for the sake of this video they are not. So we'll give them a 2 for that. They joined after 2020, so we'll give them half a point for that. They have, let's see, I'm assuming they probably have a decent amount of garage sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, they're using the Infinity Garage. Now this may not seem like much, but you can tell that they use the Infinity Garage because they don't have enough cars to fill out this, or at least close. Like, generally you can tell because they'll have like all the garage sections and then they'll have like one that's somewhat empty. That's a legitimate garage. I mean, I'm not saying the Infinity Garage isn't, but you can tell this one's probably artificially and this one's probably artificial. But still, that will still give them a 1, I think. No, a 1.5. Let's see, we'll count that. Okay. Yeah, so we'll give them a 1.5 for that. Again, once you get past a specific point, it doesn't really matter. So they still qualify for the highest rating there, even if they have artificial garages. Organization is, I mean, the first row is pretty well organized. I like the color. Yeah, we'll give them a 1 here. Pretty well organized. And then bonus, they've qualified for several bonuses. They have over 75,000 races, which is pretty obvious. So we'll give them a 1. Or no, that's a 2. Okay. And then top racer, they've got 2 of those, so we'll give them a 1 on that. Overall, they get an 11 out of 10. So good job on that. I think that's the highest rated profile we've had so far. Mine coming in second. I rated my own profile in the last video if you wanted to see that. I don't really roast my own profile, but I rate it. So if you want to see that, that's something you can go watch. But that's it for today's video. Again, I'll be doing 5 of these every time I do an episode. I might eventually increase it to 10, but because I didn't have time to make the video yesterday, I was busy. I actually got like a COVID booster yesterday, and I'm kind of feeling it a little bit today. I might start doing 10, assuming I have time. But right now, 5 is the most I can really get done in a feasible amount of time. Make sure to enter. I'll have the video on how to enter linked in the description. And there's not too much else to say, so have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all in the next one.